Hi everyone. So we are from the team of Dynamic Enterprise. So we consist of three members: me, myself, my name is Nash, Hasif, and Amin. So today we are going to do a presentation about the enterprise architecture benefits. We have four outlines for today, which is the introduction, research methodology, results, and conclusion. So let me start with the introduction first. So firstly, what is this paper all about? This paper actually describes the aim, that the benefits of the enterprise architecture by comprehensive literature review and a focused interview of the practitioners. Okay, so furthermore, this EA enterprise architecture also includes of all models needed in managing and developing an organization. Okay, where they take account for holistic view of its business processes, information system, and also technological infrastructure. Okay, so basically, what is EA actually? So enterprise architecture, okay, it consists of models, okay, needed in managing and developing an organization. Okay, so firstly, it's architecture, okay, where companies actually utilize it, okay, in order to make their to make their organizational and to increase the technical infrastructure. Okay, so basically, about regarding the author's argument. So as stated in this article, the author actually was faced difficulties in actually measuring the comprehensiveness and the demanding, where people they always like to demand on the architecture itself, and also the academic researcher has almost left the subject of doing this research on EA's benefit and value realization, where instead it actually focus on the EA framework and its development methods and tools. Okay, so basically this is the two things about enterprise architecture. First is about the definition itself, what is the paper all about. Second, it's about the author's argument, which I've explained to you. The third one I will be going for is the objective. So basically, for all articles you have, all studies you do, there's an objective. So basically, the objective for this study is measuring the benefits and the value of EA, and thus providing a rational keys for the stakeholders, and also an investment in EA. So basically, in order to start this EA architecture, we have to actually learn the important keys, and you actually have to learn the important keys and the factors before we actually proceed with this project. And also the important part is the investment part lah. So yeah, basically that's all for the studies. So now I'm going to move on and I'll pass the floor to my friend, Mr. Hasif. He's going to explain about research methodology. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Hasif. So next I'll be presenting about research methodology. There are 3 steps in this article. Firstly, literature review, which consists of using the academic and general search engine on internet, studying the reference sections, literature by academia and practitioners for diverse view of benefits. Second, focus group interview, which consists of 7 practitioners from organization, different industries from 14 to several thousand people, independent companies or division subsidiaries or other parts of domestics or global enterprise. All organizations were conducting EA work. Objective of the interviews were to review the literature review results, to collect additional experience-based information, and the interview was moderated by one researcher. And And last step is composing a categorization where the results from literature review and the focus group interview were analyzed and combined into EA benefits. Based on EA benefits, so what does it mean by literature review? These are a collection from journal articles and industry white papers which seem to dominate enterprise architecture area. So these reports are from various institutions, books, magazines, articles, journals, and electronic sources. So this literature focuses on listing multitudes of benefits, but it is not the main topic of the paper, which from the article, which from various institutions or even government reports or EA frameworks. It is just part of the report. It is not the main topic, which is what we need was the EA benefits. So while these reports and journals explaining about benefits, it does not clearly define and describe the EA benefits that can match with the EA works. So it does not seem to be an established model or classifying the benefits of EA in terms of EA context. So next I will continue with the categorization of EA benefits, which consists of four types of benefits. Firstly, the hard benefits. Second is intangible benefits. Third is indirect benefits, and fourth is the strategic benefits. So the first type of benefit, which is hard benefit, it is said that it is objectively quantified in terms of monetary attributes to EA or EA work, which it is related to possible cost and cycle time reduction and economies of scale. They could include the increased standardization attained by utilizing the standards defined in EA. It increased reuse of architectural model. Hence, this category can potentially attribute to EA because it can be quantified in terms of monetary, and it relates to the possible cost and cycle time reduction, which what is our EA benefits is about. So it can relate with the EA work in the real world, and it can attribute to EA. So the second benefits is intangible benefit. This benefit cannot be easily quantified. They can attribute to EA or EA work, but those benefits can be realized from the development and usage of architectural model and description, which leads to better insight of enterprise, and it helps to support the decision making in an organization. So proceed with the third benefit, which is indirect benefits. These benefits can be measured in quantifiable terms but cannot contribute to EA work or EA framework. So what does it mean by they are related, especially to an enterprise position in the market? It helps to improve the management, the customer orientation, and it almost help to make the business processes more efficient in terms of time and cost. So the next benefits of EA in terms of categorization, the fourth one, which is strategic benefits. These benefits can positive effect that can be useful for a long run business, and it is typically affected by many factors. So this benefit cannot be objectively quantified or completely attributed to EA or EA work. So this benefit, they generally they cannot be objectively quantified because it may include the for example, increase in stability of an enterprise in an environment, for a change, for a better strategy agility, and it helps to improve the alignment and business strategy. So I think that's all for the literature review and the categorization of benefits. Next, I will proceed to Amin to continue with the results and discussion.
Okay, hi guys. So now I'll be talking about the analysis of the results and also the discussion. So for the first part, the analysis of the results. Based on the results, on the methodology and categorization of the benefits earlier, there are 7 benefits that were majorly cited in all those articles. The 7 benefits included reduced costs, providing a holistic view of the enterprise, improve business IT alignment, improve change management, improve risk management, improve interoperability and integration, and shorten cycle times. So what does it mean by all these benefits is that when talking about reduced cost, it talking about the reduce of the working cost or process cost of an technology or working system. And by stating reducing cost means that when using an EA, we will consider all the factors and requirement for a program. So when talking about system and all that, we will when using EA, there's a multiplication or deduct or overlapping data that can be reused in other work. So this also include the shortened cycle times that I mentioned earlier. So these are part of the benefits of the EA. Next is on the improved alignment between business and IT. So this currently is not considered as a concrete benefit, as most of the company currently are still not fully integrated with IT. But by using EA, it is easier for the company to relate their business to the IT system. Talking about integration and interoperability, this means that the alignment are on the operational side. So when talking about operability, is that operation means that the company operational structure are well developed if we're integrated with the EA. Next is on the change management. Change management work closely with the risk management, as both of these requires documentation. So this talking about the risk of EA. So when we implementing a new system such as EA, there's a lot of documentation and management needed. So these two benefits from EA is that it's easier to make this documentation and flow of the development of the network and structure also fully benefit the company. Okay, next after the analysis, I'll be talking about the discussion. So on the discussion, there are 4 key points which is mentioned in this article. So the 4 main points are the contribution of the EA benefits to the research, the contribution of the articles to the practices, the limitation of the research, and agenda to further the research. So under the contribution to research, so when talking about contribution to research, this article's contribution is that it helps perception on researcher on EA benefits. So when they look at the categorization and all the benefits that were mentioned in these articles, they have a more new understanding and new perception on what EA benefits can give. So the next is potential categorization for EA benefits. So this means that when looking at these articles, so the researcher can consider a lot of factors on it. So if they were talking about costing, there's an explanation on the cost, and also there's a reference that they can view from previous articles. And these articles also can be used as a basis for evaluation criteria and metrics, where if company were to develop an EA program or framework for themselves, they can use these articles where it consists of categorization of benefits, and they can use it as a matrix that they want to measure for the success of the program. So contribution to practice. So practitioners tend to find some objective and targets they want to achieve when developing a new system. So if they were to developing this EA framework, so they can view these articles as their metrics or their criteria that they want to follow. And this also helps in the practitioner to fully understand on what the EA is all about, as developing or implementing EA is high risk compared to the other development, as this EA program cover all aspects of the company. So without a fully understanding of this EA framework, most of the development will fail. So what about the limitation? So the limitation of the research is that this EA benefits is an organization specific. So how is it organization specific? Every organization has different kind of purpose and different kind of targets. So it depends on their targets or depends on their geography area and all other factors. The EA benefits are changed. So that's one of the limitation of this research. So this research also is only based on extensive literature review, as mentioned by Nash earlier, and it's also based on support from practical viewpoint and the categorization of the benefit. So if there are any other factors or any other benefits that were mentioned outside of this research, then it was not covered in this particular articles. So for agenda for further research, so for further research, this article was hoping that there will be a more structured and more strong model that can be used as EA framework for the practitioners and researchers to review, as it will help in the development of the EA framework on the future. So that's all for my part. So I will pass back to Nash for the conclusion part. Thank you.
Okay, so hi everyone, I'm back to conclude this whole video presentation. So as you can hear earlier that Hasif and Amit, my group mates, they actually they talk about the literature review, the limitations and benefits of EA. So I hope you actually get some information from this video presentation at the end. So for the conclusion, basically the benefits of EA, okay, were charted by an extensive literature review, which actually you heard previously just now, supplemented by a focus group interview of practitioners. Okay, so the benefits were actually categorized according to IS benefit model. Okay, and also the important part was where the 7 of the most cited benefits were actually analyzed in this video presentation. Okay, so for companies, I think they should realize that actually EA doesn't guarantee long-term value. This is because of its multitude of factors affect the realization of the benefits. And last but not least is for the enterprise decision makers in companies. Companies should always see EA as an asset, but not as an expense. Okay, and that the expenses are actually realized by not investing in EA. So EA is actually a very costly project. So since it's a costly project, I think these researchers or these enterprise decision makers or these analysts should actually look into every single part, every single strategies or something where they want to develop before they can actually carry on this project. So that's all from us. So I've just explained to you the conclusion. So that's all from this video presentation. I hope you have learned something out of this video presentation. And last but not least, thank you so much for actually watching this video. And yeah, thank you. Bye bye.